One of the most important skills that would help us to increase our quality of life is the skill to become more mindful in how we live our life. That is also why mindfulness has become more and more popular in the last several years. And now there has been more and more research that has been done that is showing this. And maybe that's also why it becomes more popular, because there has come more scientific proofs about the importance and the effect of learning to be more mindful. However, there are still many people who think that mindfulness is only about focusing on the present moment. Yes, it is a big part of mindfulness, but it's not only that. Being mindful is not only about focusing on the present moment. Being mindful is about being present. There's a difference here. It might sound similar, but let me explain further. Being present doesn't necessarily mean you are focusing on the present moment. Being present can be thinking about something in the past, can be focusing about something in the past. Being present can also be focusing in the future. But you are aware, you're mindful about you thinking about the past. You're mindful, you're aware about you thinking about the future. For example, when someone wants to heal a trauma from something happened in the past, a big trauma that triggers a particular trauma, and this person wants to heal this trauma. And whether you're doing it yourself or you're being guided by a professional, let's say you're guided by a professional, in the process of healing that trauma, you need to bring your mind back to the past and then process that. So when you are doing this, and you're deliberately doing this, you're being aware that you are doing this, that is also means you're being mindful, even though you're bringing your thoughts to the past, you're bringing your mind to the past. What's not being mindful about the past is that without realizing, you keep thinking about the past and why did that thing happen, and just keep blaming yourself about it. Why did I say that in the presentation? Why did I say that to him? Why did I say that to her? Did I do something wrong when I said that? What if, and then you go to the future, what if because I said that, he doesn't want to talk to me anymore? What if because I said that, he's going to talk to other people in the office and he's going to badmouth me? That's not mindful, because you're not deliberately, you're doing that, but you're not the one in control. It's just because of a habit. It's because of a pattern, because you've been repeating that same way of thinking, of blaming yourself, of worrying. That's the habit. So this habit, it is manifested into different kind of thinking, but it's the same habit. It's about blaming yourself. It's about worrying about things that hasn't happened. But you're not the one in control. You are being controlled by your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind comprises 90% of our day-to-day thoughts. There has been different research. Some research says that there are 30,000 thoughts per day. Some says 40, some says 50, some says 60,000. But let's say between 30 to 60,000 thoughts per day. What's pretty much a common agreement is that out of the 30 to 60,000 thoughts per day, around 90% are subconscious thoughts. So you're not even aware that you're thinking it. And most of this subconscious thoughts comes from repetitive or repeated thoughts. So that's why you are not aware, you are not mindful that your subconscious mind is taking you to those kind of thoughts, is taking you to the past, is taking you to the future. Because we have 3 dimensions of time: the past, present, and the future. Sometimes we're not aware our subconscious mind is taking control. It takes us to the past. Our subconscious mind is taking us to the future. Makes us worry about so many things that hasn't happened yet. Being mindful means you are the one who's in the driver's seat. You are the one who deliberately decide, I want to bring my mind, my thoughts to the past to create something positive. I want to bring my mind to the future to create something positive. Because we never want to create something negative for ourselves. Even for people who did something that hurt themselves mentally or even physically, there is a positive reason, at least subjectively, to that person. Even when somebody decided to commit it, even when somebody decides to commit a suicide, there is a positive reason, at least from his or her perspective, because to stay alive is way more painful. So to alleviate the pain, to erase the pain, I will just do that. So the reason is positive, but the action is negative and the impact is negative. But understand, the reason is always positive. So we always want to create something positive for ourselves. At least that's the reason behind it. But then the action, is it really positive? Does the action really create a positive thing in the short and in the long term? Now, let's go back. So because the reason is always positive and the action is not always positive, if we're not the one who's taking control, who's in the driver's seat, we'll be dragged around the past, dragged around the future by our subconscious mind. So being mindful is being present, not just focusing on the present moment, but being present and being deliberate, and you decide, and you're aware, okay, I have this trauma and it has a negative effect on my life right now. And I want to heal this. Okay, good. And then you even seek help to do this, even better. And in the process, because the trauma is something that happened in the past, you need to go back. It's not comfortable, of course, but you are doing that deliberately in order to heal. When you do that deliberately, fully aware that you are doing that, that is also being mindful. Or when you are planning something for the future, you're deliberately doing that. You're deliberately fully aware that you are taking your mind into the future to anticipate something or to create something. That is also being mindful. So this is what I mean, that mindfulness is not always, it's not just about focusing on the present moment. It's always about being present, but it's not just about focusing on the present moment. It's about being present. Whether being present you're focusing on the present moment, whether being present you're focusing on the past, or being present that you're focusing your mind in the future. But you're being present about it. And you're doing it deliberately. You decide to do that deliberately. And because you have a positive reason, so you do that. You bring your mind to whether past, future, or the present, of course. So, I hope this is useful, because I personally, this is my mistake as well. Back then, I thought that mindfulness is just about focusing on the present moment. But I have gained so much positive impact on my life as well by focusing on the past, or not living in the past, but for a few moments, focusing in the past, learning something from it, and then processing something negative that happened in the past and creating something positive out of it. You cannot change what happened in the past, but you can change what it means. And then you can change the impact of that event that happened in the past. And we do this from time to time, actually. I'm sure you've had a past event or a past experience that is negative. But somewhere along the way, in the future, somewhere along the way, you start to look at that event from a different perspective. And then you start to think, yeah, that wasn't a pleasant thing when it happened. But now that I think, now that I see it from this other angle, from this other perspective, it actually also helped me to become more cautious, or it helped me to become wiser. It helped me to learn how to prepare better. It helped me to become more grateful even. So the past event did not change, of course, but now you have using a different perspective, now you have a different meaning coming out of the same event. And to do that, to achieve that, you need to go back to the past, at least in your mind. You need to bring your mind, go back to the past. And when you do that, when you're deliberately doing that, when you are deliberately deciding to do that, so you can heal, so you can create something positive out of it, again, that is being mindful as well. So it's about being present, whether it's in the past, in the present, or in the future. I hope this is useful, and I hope you do use it. I'll see you in the next video. Very quickly, there's a research that reveals a universal pattern of phases that people go through in their journey of discovering and living their life purpose. And you can learn and find out in which phase am I in right now, and what's the next phase, and most importantly, how do I get there? Find your answers in Uncover Your Unique Purpose, a comprehensive and practical guide to discovering your life purpose. It's a research-based book, and as well covered with all the exercise you will need to discover your unique purpose. Get this book now and take a real step to your most unique self-discovery journey. This book is available on Amazon worldwide.